This is my audience. Hi, my name is Samia. For the debate speech, my topic is minimum wage increases, a problem or a solution. I divided my speech into 6 sessions. Intro, session 1, session 2, session 3, and 4, and conclusion. In session 1 is about how inflation is increasing price faster than minimum wage. Session 2 is about how raising minimum wage will result in an increase in employee productivity. Session 3 is about how raising minimum wage would potentially reduce crime rates. In session 4, I describe dealing with the opposition. In my conclusion, and the end is my conclusion. There are several benefits to increase minimum wage, like raising the minimum wage could increase economic activity and support job growth. For example, increasing the minimum wage would reduce poverty. It could reduce government welfare spending. Also, the minimum wage has not kept up the inflation. It's also improvement in the productivity and economic growth. Also, reduce income inequality, help to reduce race, gender inequality. Also, the current minimum wage is not high enough to allow people to afford everyday essentials. In addition, help to reduce crime too. Minimum wage can reduce income inequality and help to economic growth. Introduction. Thesis. The American government should increase federal minimum wage for the benefit for society around the nation. The average low wages worker is responsible for the half of her family's income. Nearly 1 in 5 children, 19%, has a parents who would be helped by an increasing in the minimum wage. Session 1. Claims. Prices are rising at faster rate than at which minimum wages are. Evidence. According to the healthfare.org, an estimate an increasing in the federal minimum wage from $7.25 to $12 would lift 6.6 million people out of poverty. Increasing in the wages to help in increasing in the school attendance and less dropout school rates. Low-income children who grow up in the state with greater income inequality drop out of high school more often. This is because when the students live in poverty, they are more likely to drop out. So increasing minimum wage will help to reduce poverty and help to reduce high school dropout rates. Reduce government expenditure. Fun fact, raising the minimum wage reduce reliances of government programs. Session 1. The rise in the prices for houses is making it harder for people to afford housing, especially since the federal minimum wage has not increased since 2009, and houses prices have increased by an average 24.48%, according to Bureau of Labor Statistics. According to USA Inflation Calculator.com, the average price of the food in the United States jumped 3.5% in the 12th month. According to the latest inflation data published May 12, 2020 by USA Labor Department Bureau of Labor Statistics, BLS. It's hard to buy houses. Session 2. Claim. In increasing the federal minimum wage would generally result in an increase of employee motivation. Evidence. Increasing wages will help employees to improve their efficiency in their workplace because they would feel happier with their employer. According to article, minimum wage channels of adjustment. Channels of the adjustment to wage increase and to change in the labor cost, including price, profits, wages compression, turnover, and their performance standard. Factor leading to dissatisfaction: poor pay, poor compensation, poor work condition, lack of promotions, poor benefit offering, lack of job security. When these factors are optical, job satisfaction, dissatisfaction will be eliminated. However, these factors do not increase job satisfaction. On the other hand, factors leading to satisfaction, good leadership practice, good manager relationship, recognition, personal growth, feedback and support, clear direction and objects. When these factors are optimal, job satisfaction will be increased. Section 2. According to the article, factory benefit to pay worker more. The critical role of compensation system in apparel manufacturing productivity increased 8 to 10% while turnover decreased markedly. Workers were motivated by the potential for increased wages from an acceleration group rate as well as increased engagement and sense of fair compensation. Employees will have less mental stress, causing them to have a better performance at work because of an increasing of pay and decreasing of financial stress. Increase in wages can help in improve the economy and productivity. Wages are higher, prices are low, profits higher, and economic growth. This is the productivity. Section 3. Claim. Another outcome of increasing wages would be decrease in the crime rate around the country. Evidence. According to the employmentline.org, the CEA concluded that raising the federal minimum wages from $7.25 to $12 per hour would decrease crime by 3 to 5% or 250,000 to 510,000 crimes annually. When minimum wages increase, then those who receive low income will be able to afford more necessities, and there will be less of causing to rob or commit other crimes. 2/3 of minimum wages worker cannot make ends meet. 50% of minimum wages workers say they have to work more than one job. Section 4. Dealing with oppositions. First, opposition view. Some people think that increasing a minimum wage would result in the increasing of pricing of housing. The strategy of response. If minimum wages are able to increase to a certain point, that may be proportional enough to increase house prices, then it can still make housing more affordable overall. Section 4. Dealing with opposition. Second opposition view. Some analysts think that increasing a minimum wage would decrease employee benefit. Strategy for response. Usually people who work minimum wage have little to no benefits, and increasing the minimum wage would help to pay for same thing to benefit would provide it if not better. Conclusion. Minimum wages is an issue that affects everyone in the US and the national economy. In my opinion, a raise of the minimum wage would be beneficially not only to the employee but business too by increasing consumer demand. This would boost the economy and the living standard for the employee for generations to come. When expenses are low and income are high, it is the key of success of any economy. And thank you for the